Happy New Year, podcast fam. I cannot believe that I am saying that. Like, what in the world? It was just 2025, and now we are in 2026. That's just crazy to me. Um, but before I get into this episode, as y'all can see by the title already, um, I do want to share with you guys a little bit of my Christmas. Um, as usual, we had a wonderful Christmas. So I think I mentioned to you guys that we don't do nothing crazy like during the holiday season. So this Christmas, of course, I hosted and my in-laws came over, my parents came over, my two brothers came over, and this year my husband's uncle joined us, which it had been a while. So that was very special. We played games, we had breakfast. Oh my God, the breakfast was hands down 10 out of 10. Okay. Not because my mom and I cooked it, but like, y'all, it was good. It was good. We really had a great time. The kids really enjoyed themselves. We just really, like, my goal this past Christmas was to just have a slow Christmas Day morning, and that's it. Just embrace the moment, enjoy the moment, be present. And that's exactly what we all did. And I'm so happy. But sadly, this is where it gets sad. Um, Christmas night, when everyone left, my parents left, my brothers, my in-laws, all of a sudden I get this weird, like, my body is cold and hot at the same time. I cannot explain it, y'all. To be honest with you, I'm going to sound crazy, but I thought I had a fever. That's the best that I can describe it. But my body was like, it felt in flames. It felt so hot. I immediately went to my bedroom. I went to sleep. I told my husband, I was like, I don't know what's going on. I feel dizzy. My head is pounding. My body feels extremely hot, but then I took a hot shower. Doesn't make sense, I know, but that's just what my body was going through. The very next day, so Tony was off like the 23rd all the way until that Monday after Christmas. So obviously that Tuesday to Friday, but also he was off Saturday and Sunday, and then he went back to work Monday. So I was so thankful that he was here, because that Friday I woke up at like 4 in the morning. I was just in so much pain and my head was hurting so bad, you guys. Like, I'm talking about, it was my sinus for sure, without a doubt, because when I tell you that any light would bother me, it would bother me. So anyways, long story short, I ended up going to urgent care that Friday morning, and it was the best thing I did, because um they were able to test me and they said I was negative for everything. I was negative for the flu, I was negative for COVID, I was negative for strep. Thank the good Lord. Um Anyways, I came back home. They didn't really give me anything. They just said, if I'm still feeling like this, by Monday, to definitely call my doctor. So, y'all, literally Sunday morning, I was like, no, actually Saturday night, because, and this is all like the week of Christmas, right? That weekend after Christmas. That Saturday, I ended up getting a fever of 101. So I was like, oh no, my body's definitely fighting something viral. um my head was still hurting. I just started taking over the counter medication, which I hate to do, but I was like, I literally cannot deal with it right now. um so I just stayed, like, I isolated myself. I stayed in my bedroom as much as I can. I was only coming out to like eat and things like that, but other than that, try to stay in the room, because I didn't know what I was going through. I don't know what my body was fighting, and I really did not want the kids to get sick. Which they have been doing great, by the way. I mean, they have not gotten sick. Thank you, Jesus. I could be jinxing that because they just went back to school after the 2 weeks off. But listen, I'm just glad that they have not gotten sick, right? So, anyways, I made an appointment with my doctor. We have like an app with our doctor. So, I ended up making an appointment. She saw me Monday and she was like, yeah, you're definitely fighting something. You're still negative for everything. So, I was like, thank God. So she did give me antibiotics, to fight whatever infection my body was fighting. But y'all, I'm telling you, it was all up here, like just in my head. on I got very congested. You guys can probably still hear a little bit of it as well, but I was coughing nonstop and it was just mucus buildup. I still, when I cough here and there, um, I still have like mucus coming up, which is nasty to say, but just giving y'all some details, okay? Um, but yeah, y'all, it was literally just all my head, congestion, and the cough. So I guess my body was just feeling weak. And y'all, I was coughing so much that when I tell you my back was hurting, like it was just so sore. Um, like my husband would touch my back and it would hurt. And it was just due to like so much coughing. But thank God I am much better, but I can't believe I'm still like with the cough lingering here and there. I still, as you can hear, still am like very mildly congested. I just finished my antibiotics, but after 7 days. But you guys, like it has just been crazy. And then I found out my father-in-law ended up getting the flu. Like literally right after our Christmas gathering. Like he got the flu the next day or 2 days later. And then my mom got the flu as well, maybe 3 days later. Like she was down for the count. My two brothers were down for the count. It was just crazy. My husband was perfectly fine, still is, and so are the kids. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah, that's pretty much what happens. So, all that to say that normally on New Year's Eve, we do come together to my house and we just end the year together, go over things that we have accomplished this year or, um, things that we're looking forward to in the new year and play games and then receive the new year together. But unfortunately, this year looked different because, again, a lot of the family members were sick and I was still a little off. So, yeah, it was just my husband and I, we got, what did we end up ordering? I think we got Applebee's. Um, we ate, chilled, watched TV, um, and that's it. We just welcomed the new year. And girl, I was gone. Okay, I was gone. Sleep, by the way. Um, but yeah, other than that, I really do hope and pray that you had a wonderful holiday season and that if you were sick as well or you didn't get to do as much, listen, give yourself grace. This was me yesterday. Literally, I was beating myself up and I was telling my husband, I was like, I'm so sad. I didn't get to do like everything I had planned to do with the kids this holiday season because I ended up getting sick and like the days just went by so fast. Next thing you know, it was already New Year, and I'm like, oh, and now they're back to school. So they were in the house the whole time. I mean, Christmas Eve, we did go to church, and Jacob had a very hard time. I mean, from the moment we walked in the church, he requested his noise canceling headphones almost immediately. Um, and he maybe after 30 minutes of being there, and really we were in the foyer area, which everybody was inside the sanctuary. I was like, okay, I feel like I'm wasting my time in a way because I was able to hear everything, but I wasn't able to see nothing. So after maybe 30 minutes of being there, Jacob started like grabbing his stuff, like he was ready to go. He was starting to get whiny again. So we ended up going to Bonefish Grill, which is a restaurant, and we ate. Sorry, I forgot to say this in the beginning. And we ate, and then we just, came back home, put the kids down, got them settled for bed, and then Tony and I started wrapping the gifts. Um, but like I said, other than, being sick and things like that, it just felt good to just be home with my family, my babies, my husband. And yeah, you guys, that's pretty much what Christmas looked like for us and New Year's Eve. But like I was saying, I I was beating myself up because I was like, "Ugh, I didn't get to do much with the kids, or at least what I really wanted to do." We were supposed to get together with my best friend and her boys and her husband and just do Christmas cookies with the kids. Like, we wanted to start that tradition with our kids, but unfortunately, that just didn't happen. And then on top of that, Tony had a haircut that same day that we were supposed to meet. But then again, I was already sick, so I was like, you know what? God knows all things, and we're gonna have another time where we're gonna be able to get together and make some memories with our babies. But that was that. So I have not seen my bestie in I don't know how long, but it's been a while. I'm gonna see her soon though. So um, but okay, as y'all see from the title of this podcast, I am saying goodbye. I am saying goodbye. Um, But first, I do want to take a moment. I wrote on here, just to thank every single one of you who has been here with me from the beginning. Um, and even if you just started listening to the podcast, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because it really does mean a lot to me. Unfortunately, the podcast didn't take off, like, I guess the way I imagined it to take off, or the way I expected it to take off. It took off the way God wanted it to take off. And we hit so many, like, we hit a lot of countries. So shout out to all those countries. I mean, we have China, we have the UK, so many of you connect and listen to the podcast. So I just want to thank you again for taking out of your time and, downloading the podcast and listening. Throughout these 2 years, almost three. Thank you so much. And I do want to say, the podcast is still going to be available. Like, you're still going to be able to come back to the YouTube and listen to it. It's still going to be on the digital platforms. I'm going to make sure that it stays up and running so y'all can still go back and listen. You never know who's going to run into the podcast. So just saying all that to say that it's still going to be available. So again, thank you for showing up and listening, for sharing, messaging me. Um yeah, just being part of this journey with me. I really really appreciate it, and it does not go unnoticed, you guys. I don't know why my dress is like, I feel like it's stained. But anyways, that's besides the point. Um got distracted, ADHD full effect. Um, so yeah, this is definitely bittersweet, and it does make me emotional because I remember when um I first thought about starting a podcast, and I didn't even believe in myself. Okay? I didn't even believe in myself. I just blindly took a step of faith and trusted God with this podcast, and I'm glad I did, because in within the past 2.5 years, like, I've been able to meet a lot of you, and whether it's through message or email, or even comments on social media, like, I am really really grateful for that, and those connections and just your support. I mean, one of you guys, one of the moms that listen, Jenny, shout out to you. She blessed me with like a Starbucks gift card. Um, when the podcast made 2 years, like, I was just so grateful. Or I think it's when I started the new season. I can't remember 100%, but like, that was just so sweet. And it just shows, like, I don't know how grateful you guys are for the podcast. And again, I don't take this for granted. I don't take these episodes for granted. Like, every single episode that's out there, that I was able to put out, it really has all come from the heart. And because I really care and I love all of you guys, really, even if I don't know you personally, I love you. um, I do know my hubby was supposed to be in the podcast, but y'all know he's like my number one supporter. He's my number one help with the kids. So I feel like every time we try to do the episode together, like, there was just always something going on, and he works all day, so it's very hard. And um it's hard to film at night. We're either tired, putting the kids down, like, there's always something going on at night or in the evening that's just very difficult for us to come together and do an episode together. um but he is very grateful for this podcast. He's very happy for me, and he knows that whenever I make a decision, like, I'm just being God led, really, you guys. And I am deciding to step away from the podcast, and I'm taking a 1 year long break. And this is all to say, let's see how I'm feeling by the fall or next winter. And if I'm feeling the stirred again to start the podcasting again, then listen, by all means, I'll go ahead and do it. But for right now, I'm just like, I that's just not what God wants me doing right now. And so I'm gonna be focusing on other things. Um, and I really do hope you can continue following me on my Instagram platform. Right now, it is January. I am not on Instagram. I'm not on social media for the month of January. This is the longest I'm going to be without social media, you guys. But I'm just taking some time to just brainstorm, reflect, and just see where God wants me to take my content. And I already have some ideas. So my content is going to be changing a little bit. I'm still going to be sharing about my kids on my Instagram page, but I also now have YouTube, not this YouTube account, wherever, if you're watching on YouTube, not this one. This would just stay podcast. But my other YouTube account, which I will attach it in the description below. You guys can go ahead and subscribe there. Especially if you're not too much on Instagram, because I'm still going to post it on Instagram, but I'm also going to be posting my videos on YouTube as well. So please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and check it out in case you miss it on Instagram. Go on the YouTube and check it out. I know Instagram, like it's just it's killing me with the algorithm, okay? And excuse me, I feel like it has become like so marketed and whatnot that I feel like I really want to give a shot on YouTube. So anyways, that's just a little bit of my plans come February. So definitely stay tuned, especially if you want to continue following the journey and just keeping up with my kiddos and their growth. They have really come such a long way. Um but yeah, you guys, like I said, this is the last episode. Um, not just of season 5, but just as a whole for the podcast. And I'm trying to think of anything else that I might be missing, but I think, you know, this is pretty much it. This is pretty much it. And again, as I always tell y'all, you're doing a great job. Give yourself grace. Take it one day at a time. Do not compare your journey to someone else. Focus on your journey, your children's journey, what God is doing in your journey, in your life. Um, it is so easy to get caught up on other people's life and their journey with their special needs child or whatever the case may be. That we just become very consumed by it because we're like, well, my life doesn't look that way. How come God didn't allow my life to look that way? Or why does it look this way? Listen, if you do that, you're literally going to drown yourself. So, the best thing to do is take a step back and just focus on your journey. Focus on what God is doing in your journey because I promise you there is something good in the midst of whatever you're going through in this season. Um so again, thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for trusting me with your time. And thank you for walking with me through this journey for the past 2.5 years. I love you guys. And like I said, please make sure you're following me on Instagram and on YouTube. Let's stay connected. And yeah, be sure to share the episodes. Always feel free to come back and listen to whatever you think you want to listen to. So, thank you again, and I'm grateful that this could serve as a resource to you and your family.